Good morning, GCS. This is the first day of our online school. I got to admit, I really miss you guys not being here. I miss hearing you laugh. I miss the conversations, the noise. It's just too quiet. But we're going to make this good. It might not be what we would want, but we're going to make it good. So this is your first online class for Bible. And we're going to go back to where we started in August and do a review. And I've got a small little assignment for you to do. And that's what we'll do in this video. It'll take about 10 minutes. We started the year learning the Hebrew alphabet. And these are some of those letters. This is the Hebrew letter Aleph, which corresponds to our English letter A. This is the Hebrew letter Bet. It corresponds to our English letter B. So we learned all those letters. And then the next thing we did was we started learning the first 7 words of the Bible as they are in Hebrew. Now in English, those words are, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. But in Hebrew, it's 7 words. So we're going to unpack those now and kind of review what we learned, and then I'll have an assignment for you at the end. So the Hebrew Bible, the word order is different than our word order in English, and that's true of other languages. When you try to translate them, the word order appears different. But it begins with in the beginning. Okay? And this letter here on the front of the word, it's attached to the Hebrew word that means beginning or starting point. But this letter, Bet, when it's attached to the front of a word, becomes a preposition. And we translate it as the preposition in. In the beginning, when something was starting, so to speak. This is the English word create. It's pronounced bara. And what's interesting about that word, it's never used, it's only used in the Bible of God and never used of people making things. In other words, this word is reserved for God's activity in creating things, but it's never used when people create things. So, when Noah built the ark, when someone builds a house, when someone makes a tool, this word's never used for that. And I think the reason for that is the Bible reserves this word for God because only God can create out of nothing. In other words, only God can make something without other things, without using other things in the process. In the Bible, God spoke and things appeared. And that's why this word, I think, is reserved for only God, because it's saying only God can create with nothing to start with. We have to start with things. So, in the beginning, created. The subject of the word is here, Elohim. So, in the beginning, God created. So, the Bible then goes on to tell us what He created in this beginning. This word here doesn't have a meaning. It's a direct object marker. So you pronounce it in the verse, in the sentence, but it doesn't have a meaning. You don't translate. It doesn't mean anything. It's simply telling you, as you're reading, hey, what's coming next is a direct object of the verb. In other words, what's coming next is what was created. So it first says, the heavens. And here we have what we call in English the definite article. Now English has 2 articles. It uses the definite article, and it uses the indefinite article. So if I'm looking outside and I say, oh, I see a man walking across the street, you don't know which man it is. If I say, I'm looking at the man across the street, I have a particular man in mind. Here, it's specific about what was created, the heavens. This little fella here is the conjunction that we translate and. This is another direct object marker, which is saying, oh, something else is created too, and that is the earth. And this is the specific article, that's telling us he creates something specific, the earth. So when you put it together, it's in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And it's the way it is in Hebrew is Bereshit bara Elohim et, we pronounce that, but it doesn't have a meaning, et hashemayim wa et haaretz. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashemayim wa et haaretz. Now this sentence, only 7 words, is a statement about worldview. It's and that's understating it. It's an earthquake kind of statement. It's a mind-blowing kind of statement because in 7 words, the Bible is giving us a framework for how to interpret who we are and the world around us. We call that a worldview. A worldview is the things in my mind that enable me to understand and interpret everything around me. Now, our worldview is shaped by a lot of ways. Our family background, things that happen to us, mistakes and failures, things good that happen to us, all of those are in the process of giving us a worldview, which is how we look at the world and interpret it. Genesis begins with Bereshit bara Elohim wa et hashemayim wa et haaretz, because it's saying this here is the way to interpret everything else. So this statement answers the big questions that everybody wants to know. It answers, okay, who am I? Now the statement doesn't say much about that, but it does say this. I am here and you are here because God wanted us here. That the one who created us because he wanted us. That's why we're here. The Bible goes to a deeper level of why we're here. Science can explain why we're here and how a baby is born and what goes into the process of a baby being born and how the baby is shaped when it's just a few cells and becoming a full body. But the Bible goes underneath those and says, we're here for another reason, a much deeper reason. The one who made everything wanted us here. And that helps me understand who I am. I am someone who was wanted because my Creator wanted me here. Why am I here anyway? Well, I'm here not as an accident, not because of evolution, not because of scientific processes. Ultimately, I am here because a God who made everything, the Creator God, wanted me here and wanted you here. The third question is, well, where is here? And what Genesis is saying here in these 7 words is when God created, he created a place, a unique place that we call the earth, that was uniquely designed so that we living here could thrive and flourish. That this earth is uniquely made by God to allow us to flourish. Now, part of that is the sun, the moon, the planets, all of those things have a role to play. But this earth, this part of God's creation, was uniquely designed by him so that we, the people he wanted here, could flourish. The verse is saying that God created this place, the earth, and he created everything that's not the earth. So in these 7 words, it's telling us that the one who made it all, the Creator God, made a unique, special place where people he wanted to be here could live and flourish, and he also created everything else that there is. Now your assignment from this lesson is to replay this video of me reciting these words in Hebrew I want you to recite them and say them to your mom and dad. Okay? Now I'm going to say them a couple times here, slowly, so you can go back and rewind it and get it down. But your assignment is to repeat the first 7 words of the Bible in Hebrew to your mom and dad. Okay. Bereshit, bara Elohim, et hashemayim, wa et haaretz. Bereshit, bara Elohim, et hashemayim, wa et haaretz. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Those 7 words are a worldview on how we can understand who we are, why we're here, and what our purpose is. All right, I'll be back for another video for you in a little bit. And welcome to our first Bible class in our online school.